What is up, guys? So I know you guys see the title. You guys want to know how to make $100,000 a year selling used sneakers? Well, I can't promise you you're gonna make $100,000. Hopefully this video helps you, give you the tools and the knowledge to eventually one day get to $100,000 just off selling sneakers alone. Just wanted to preface that real quick before I started this video. If you think you're gonna watch this video and tomorrow you're gonna go make $100,000, that is not the case, because I haven't even done that yet. Just want to be 100% with you guys. I haven't even made $100,000 yet. I'm going into my second year full-time doing this, so I am no expert, but I am just giving you guys the knowledge I know personally. I've been reselling for full-time since the beginning of 2020. January 2020 is when I started reselling full-time, but I've been around shoes almost my whole life, but then I kind of just started taking it serious. You know, wanted to make bread, but didn't want to like sell drugs, work a job, or pretty much go to school. So basically, I can sustain myself full-time. I do live in my parents' house because I don't feel like paying for California's rent, which is absolutely insanely expensive. So yeah, dude, I will be living with mommy and daddy for as long as I can for the free ride. But yeah, basically that's just a little bit about me. If you guys are down, I feel like this is gonna be a really long video. Get a little pen and paper out, whatever you gotta do, and let's get right into this video. Also, don't mind me, I'm actually gonna be opening up this box I got in as well, just to kill two birds with one stone, because you know, time is money, and money is time. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I don't really do these kind of sit-down videos too often, but when I do, I try to make them pretty worth your while. Oh, dope. Okay, so I got a whole bunch of GS pairs, got these metallic 5s, and a whole bunch of other shoes. Got some of the 2s, I don't even know what these are, but now let's get into the video. So first off, let's ask the question, why would anybody want to buy used sneakers? Well, number one, it's cheaper. If you're gonna already buy a shoe, why not buy it a little bit cheaper? Because you're gonna wear it anyways. So why not spend $40 to $300 less on a used pair instead of a new pair? And while you're at it, you know, you're saving the environment and whatnot. That shoe's not going in the trash. What do they say? Another man's trash is another man's treasure, or something along those lines. Pretty much the biggest reason is because it's cheaper. People don't want to spend $300 on a shoe that they're gonna wear, and then after they wear it, it goes down to $200. Why not spend $200 the first time, wear your shoe, and it's still worth maybe $200, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But basically, that's why. Now that you know people want to buy them, where do you buy them yourselves to sell? Well, lucky for you, I'm here. I'm gonna let you guys know. Also, if this is your first time here, I apologize. My speaking is not the best. I am a college dropout, so take that into consideration. And I've never been the best with my words, but I have a very extremely detailed script right here that I've written out, so bear with me. I'm trying to get the knowledge out there, just, you know, just puking some words on the screen. Here we go. So since I started in the heart of a pandemic, it might be a little bit different for everybody else. Now, just with restrictions lifting and stuff like that, this is just basically what I did when I could not leave the house and could not go to events and stuff like that. And also, I know this is gonna be different for other countries in the world, but I know you can do almost all of these in the United States. I'm pretty sure, I wanna say the United Kingdom can do it, and I'm pretty sure Canada can do it. I'm not sure about other countries. You guys have to do your own research on that, but you're gonna need a phone. You're gonna wanna download Grailed, eBay, Mercari, Poshmark. Let's see, are there any other places I'm missing? I don't know, I might be missing some. But basically, you're gonna wanna look on these platforms for used shoes. And what you're gonna wanna do, basically, you're just gonna wanna go on these platforms, look up retro Jordans, Yeezys, and then look up all the shoes, compare them to the GOAT used listings and eBay sold and completed listings, see what they're selling for, and kind of judge right there where you can make a margin or not. Obviously, a lot of it does come with time. There is a lot of trial and error that does go into it. So also just keep that in mind. I wouldn't want anybody to lose bread because of something I said. Everyone is gonna lose money. No matter how hard you try not to, it's going to happen. So just thought I'd put that out there. So yeah, basically that's what you're gonna wanna do. Some of the Jordans I would recommend are Jordans 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, some 6s, and then 11 and 12. The rest of them are gonna be kind of difficult to move just because the demand isn't really there. Because when you're doing shoes, you need the shoes with high demand and low supply, which are sometimes harder to find because not everybody has them. But the higher the demand is, the easier it'll be for you to sell. So those are usually great pairs to sell. Also, if you're looking at a shoe and you just don't have the prior knowledge of like what shoe that is, look at the size tag. There should be a little thing called the SKU number. So like on a shoe like this, you see the number starting with CT. That's your SKU number. You type that in to eBay, StockX, GOAT, and then you'll see that shoe there. Then you can go click on the used listings, and you can even see how much you're going for brand new. And the SKU also pops up on the size tag on the box. These Lightning 4s, you guys can see the SKU number down here. If it'll focus, The SKU number is right here. So you just type that into GOAT and you can see what those are kind of going for and better gauge if you want to spend your time buying those shoes to try to flip. That is the method that should work almost anywhere with an internet connection and if you have a local post office, because obviously you're going to have to ship your shoes out to your customers. London, I know, has a big sneaker market. Canada has a sneaker market, and obviously United States has a pretty large sneaker market as well. So I'm not sure about the other places, so sorry about that. But next way I would also recommend buying used sneakers is through local places such as OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. Those are probably the greatest ways to get good steals on shoes, just because it's local people. You can kind of build that connection and let them know that every time you meet up with them, yo, do you have any more shoes? If you ever need a certain shoe in your size, let me know, I can get it for you. Or if you ever just need cash for shoes for whatever reason, let me know, just hit me up and I got you with cash. That's why I love buying locally so much. You build these local connections and you get people that'll come back to you and buy and sell to you for years to come. But obviously you have to put in the work to maintain that relationship and stuff like that. People are not gonna hit you up out of nowhere and wanna sell and buy your shoes. You obviously have to put in the work. And that's a huge thing I see is people, they give up because it's not going so well for them, but they're not putting in like the footwork. You gotta be going to like 3-4 meetups a day if you want to like start to build these relationships. Because if you start with nothing, think of it, you start with nothing, no one knows who you are, no one wants to buy from you or sell to you. So it's on you to put in the footwork and get your name out there. A great way to do this is with business cards. Once you decide to make your logo and all that kind of stuff, I have a video on this that I've already made, but if you guys want me to remake it, because I know it has been a while since I have made it, just kind of updated and stuff like that. Basically this video is just going to be for used shoes, not the whole logos and business cards and all that kind of stuff. That's for a later video, but this is just how to buy and sell your used shoes. So yeah, that's basically that. Huge tip for when you're buying to these local places. If you're just starting, you need, I cannot stress this enough, you need to be able to legit check your sneakers, because if you buy a fake shoe and you get home and you realize it's fake, you are not getting that money back. If you spend $300 on that fake shoe, you are not getting that $300 back unless some type of miracle they are a good person, but usually they are not. People do not care about you. They will finesse you for your dollar. They do not care. I would spend, before I even touched any platforms to buy a shoe, I would spend at least a month just brushing up on what shoes look like, what to look for in shoes, comparing fakes from reals, just small things you look for in each shoe. There's probably thousands of videos on YouTube comparing different shoes. What I would do is I would go look up each of those models that I said earlier, Jordan 1s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 11s, and 12s, and I would watch detailed legit checking videos on each of those shoes, just so you know how to authenticate your product so people will want to buy from you. Because if you sell fakes, bro, no one is going to want to mess with you. I mean, sure, there are some markets where people want fake sneakers. If you want to do that, go for it. I don't have to really explain how to do it. If you want to sell used real sneakers, you're going to want to legit check your shoes. I just have to preface that. And alongside, please be careful, bro. I am not trying to see anybody get put on a t-shirt because they went to offer a meetup late at night and they got set up. Go to a super densely populated area with a lot of eyes. If anything does go wrong, there's gonna be someone around you to see what happened. Never meet up at night in like a sketchy parking lot or something like that. And always trust your gut. If your gut is telling you something's fishy, listen to it. It's better to be safe than sorry. Your life is not worth a $200 pair of Jordans, or honestly, any amount for that matter. Your life, bro, is not replaceable. So just keep that in mind. Just move with caution and just really think about what you're doing and all that kind of stuff. So really emphasize, like huge emphasis on that part. If we could just put like a huge emphasis mark, Sheldon, that would be great. Thank you so much. If you want to get steals, look on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. That is where you're going to be finding a lot of steals. And if you don't know what to shoe, again, use that tip I gave you guys earlier. Look up the SKU number, see what they're going for, and then kind of lowball. You're gonna have to get off a lot of low balls just so at least you can get a few that do go through. I would probably offer anywhere from $50 to $100 under what the cheapest pair on those platforms is going for. So say a shoe is consistently selling for $200 brand new, I would probably offer the person $100 just because I do free shipping, I have to clean the shoes, and just stuff like that, like stuff on the back end, like that you have to take account of. So I could try to make $50 of profit into that shoe. But if you're just starting, I wouldn't shoot for such a high profit margin. I would kind of just go for knowledge, and then as you learn, you can start to try to get more out of the shoe each time you go on. You know what I mean? Because when I first started, I know I was not profiting as much as I am right now, just because it comes with time. Like, you figure out what works for you personally. Don't be afraid to take the $15 margins, $10 margins, 25, 30. You'll see eventually as you continue with it, your profit margins will get a lot larger because you'll know more what you're doing. You'll become a little bit more proficient in selling and buying shoes. So It's like everything. With time, you get better at it. So that's basically everything you guys need to know about buying used sneakers. If you guys want to know how to buy new sneakers, let me know down below. I'll make another video about that. But this video is just going to be talking about the buying and selling of used sneakers. Here's a few things that I would look for if you're gonna want to clean up the shoe and try to turn it for a profit. These are just some things I would try to stay away from because they would just be too hard on your end to restore. So when you're looking at the shoe, make sure there's no deep cuts or scratches. They're just like impossible to get off and you'd have to sell them for a lot lower on your end. Water damage on suede and nubuck, those kind of materials, water gets on them, they get like these nasty little spots and like the material gets kind of dried out. So I would just be careful with that. Also, stay away from shoes that are older than 8 years old. At least if it's a Jordan, because the midsoles are made of, I want to say they're polyurethane, and it gets oxidized over time, and with air and moisture and stuff like that, it starts to crumble. Someone steps foot in the shoe, it just goes away from under them because the shoe's so old it just cracks, and then they blame you because you sold them the shoe. So I would just avoid the headache completely and just stay away from that kind of stuff. And also shoes that just look like they've been worn through the mud. I'm talking like they smell like they reek of cigarettes. Like it's okay, you know, if they just have a light smell of cigarettes, it's still kind of gross, but you can get it out. But bro, if bro's smoking like 15 packs a day, running through the trenches, bottoms just completely destroyed, they're literally flat on the bottom, just stay away from it. It's not worth your time. So now that you know for some things not to get in a shoe, here are some things to look for when you're looking for a good flipper used shoe to buy. Light dirt on the bottom, some normal wear, you know, just a little bit of soap, water, brush, get it out, you're good to go. Creasing on the toe box, that's fixable. Just stuff it with some socks or paper towels or whatever you want to use and get those creases out. Sock lint inside the shoe, bro, it's no problem. You get one of these lint shavers and you're golden. And yellow soles, I'll teach you guys a little bit in this video about icing your shoes, but that is probably one of my favorite things to do when I was starting, is ice your shoes, because you can get crazy turnarounds for not that much work. I mean, it is a little bit of work, but once you kind of understand how it works and all that, it becomes a pretty easy process. Now that you know what to buy, how to buy, you're gonna need to know how to clean your shoes. So here's everything you're gonna need to clean your shoes properly. And this is personally just what I have in my arsenal for cleaning shoes. You're gonna want a pretty good brush. I would say once you get some bread up, multiple brushes, you want a little soft brush for different types of materials, medium bristle brush to kind of get the bottoms, and then I would say some type of hard brush or a wire brush to really get dirt off the bottoms of the shoes, because some of it is deeply ingrained into the rubber of the bottom of the shoes. Next, some soaps to put on the brush. Also, I'll leave Amazon links to everything I'm talking about in this video down below, and I'll have like a little thing of what it's called and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not gonna put anything down there that I personally don't use because I don't wanna recommend you guys something that sucks. So yeah, soap to put on the brush to clean the shoes, make them smell good. If you don't have the bread to buy shoe cleaner, I would just go for like regular dish soap or laundry soap. Some kind of dental pick or knife to pick out the rocks on the bottom of the shoes. I don't know if any of these have it, but sometimes you get gunk in the bottom of the shoes, like here and there, and the brush just isn't strong enough to get it out. So you could just use a little pick and pick out the rocks and stuff like that. I would recommend a dental pick. I'm pretty sure they have the packs on Amazon, like little dental packs of like the picks and whatnot. Next up is non-acetone nail polish remover. Reason you don't want acetone in it, or non-acetone, is so you don't destroy the shoe, because I can't tell you how many times I've messed up putting acetone on a midsole of a shoe and it just rips away the paint like nothing even happened. So with non-acetone nail polish remover, it's good for getting little scuffs out of leather or like patent leather. It's good for that kind of stuff, like small dirt stains, and it's great for cleaning the bottoms, prepping them for an icing session. Also, you're gonna want to pick up some cotton rounds and Q-tips to put the acetone on, or non-acetone nail polish remover, and then what your choice of paper towels or regular towels for drying the shoes. I'm sorry if you guys hear that outside, it's really loud, there's nothing I can do about it. But you're gonna want paper towels or some type of towel to dry your shoes and just put them down and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically everything you need to clean the shoes. Now here's everything you guys are gonna want to ice your shoes. Basically, if you guys are wondering what icing is, it's the method of getting a shoe with yellow soles, such as, you see how these shoes are kind of translucent on the bottoms? This is not a great example, but shoes like this, over time, they oxidize with wearing them outsides and stuff like that, and they'll eventually start to yellow and look kind of gross. Like, it'll probably look like this once you wear them a lot, like the yellow right there. Basically what icing does is You clean the bottoms very well, get the dirt all off, put nail polish remover on the soles, get all the dirt off, put Salon Care 40 on them, wrap them in plastic wrap, get a 1000-watt UV light, put it in a bucket lined with tin foil, just so like the light reflects and it gets all the angles of the bottoms, and leave them in there for probably 12 hours increments until the shoe is clear again. It doesn't work with every shoe, but the shoes it does work on, it looks beautiful. That's basically what you guys need for icing. Again, I'll have links down below if you guys want to go buy that kind of stuff. It is going to be a little bit expensive, but I feel like if you guys are really serious about this, it's definitely worth, like, I think it's like probably $100 for everything. I feel like it's definitely worth it for you guys. Icing is probably one of the most beneficial ways to flip used sneakers, because you can find dirty yellow soles shoes anywhere from probably like $20 to like $120, and the margins you get, because it's such a drastic difference from a yellow shoe like this to a icy clean shoe like this, it's just so much more appealing to the buyer because it just gets closer to that brand new shoe look of the icy bottoms. Again, there are some weird people that do like yellowed soles like me. I personally prefer them. It just depends what shoe it is on, but I actually like a yellowed sole, but I'm just one of those weirdos out there that do like that. But yeah, basically, icing shoes is probably one of the best ways to flip used sneakers. And if you guys are curious on how to ice shoes, if you guys go watch my day in the life videos or my week in the lives, I've explained it multiple times and gone through thorough detail on how I do it. But if you guys don't feel like looking through my channel and watching one of those videos, feel free to go look it up on YouTube. There's probably thousands of videos out there teaching you guys how to properly ice your shoes. Also, there's going to be a lot of people trying to sell you their icing solution. It'll be little bottles of icing solution. I don't know what it's called. Basically, they call it soul sauce or whatever. I feel like most of them are kind of scammy. They'll try to sell it to you, and it's probably going to be like little bottles like this. You can go get a tub of it at your local, I would say, like beauty hair salon type place. The big bottles for probably like $10. I think it's probably like a gallon or a quart or something like that, and it'll last you months. So I would do it with that. Don't waste your time with the icing solutions and stuff like that. I feel like they're kind of scammy. So that's basically all I have to say about icing. Now I kind of want to dive back into the legit checking side of things and just how to become more knowledgeable at legit checking your sneakers. Basically, if you're brand new to this game, legit checking is the most important thing you guys can do when you're buying and selling shoes, because if you have fake shoes, no one's gonna want to buy from you. All right, I've already said it once, I just want to say it again because it's that important. There's also apps out there that kind of, I wouldn't say take away the pressures of legit checking, but definitely make you feel a lot more comfortable with your decisions. There's two apps out there. I'm not getting paid by them, although I have been sponsored by one before, but I just like their platform. So you have the first one, which is Check, and you have the second one, which is Legit app. I'll have my code down below for both of them. I don't make any money from it. I just get like a Legit Check credit, but basically I think if you use it, you get a free Legit Check for your first shoe. So if you guys want to do that, feel free. I could care less if you guys go do it or not. It's just to help you guys. So yeah, basically I would use these platforms to kind of learn how to legit check. You can use them and kind of see the methods they're looking at to check the shoes and use what they're doing and implement it into your own checking. I know they check the insoles really well. I know they check the size tags very well. Once they get a good analysis of that, they give you the answer of whether your shoe is real or not. But yeah, I would study up on those platforms a lot. And then once you make your decision, I would then go and check on one of these services and kind of see if you were right or not. And just always use them as like a second opinion. I would never rely on them 100% because they do have some times where they slip through the cracks and mess up. That's all I have to say about that. Also, I just want to say a few platforms to sell your sneakers. I'm gonna tell you guys which ones they are and kind of the pros and cons from selling on each of them. Number one is eBay. Pros are they have no seller fees on shoes over $100. You can charge for shipping so you don't have to pay for it, and it's just probably one of the biggest marketplaces for buying in general in the whole world because there's just so many eyes on that platform and just such a huge opportunity to sell your shoe. And honestly, any cons they did have, I would say as a company they fixed them. I mean, sure, they might make a mistake every now and then, but they always make it right at the end of the day. So that's why I love eBay so much. I'm not getting paid for them, but eBay, if you guys want to send your boy a bag, hey. But next, GOAT. Probably my second favorite platform to sell on for used sneakers. I believe they take 12 or 13% when you're first starting. As you sell more, it starts to go down a little bit. But yeah, they take 12%. I think it's 9.5. And then after you cash out, it's another 3.5%. So whatever that is, that's how much they're taking out. It's kind of a lot, but the market tends to be a little bit more expensive on GOAT, which kind of makes up for the fees. So you would be making around the same amount, if not more, on these other platforms. And for the cons, honestly, I would kind of just say the fee. Like the fee is really high. But that's pretty much it. Just a great platform. A lot of people buying used shoes off of GOAT, especially during the holidays. So I would definitely jump on it. Next up, these platforms I don't really use anymore. I used to use a lot though back in the day. Not back, I say that as if it wasn't like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. But yeah, I used to buy a lot off Depop and Grailed. So I'm just kind of gonna speak on it from my perspective back then, because I haven't touched them in a while, but this is just what I knew back then. They might have changed. So Depop had a lot of fakes. They don't have their own legit checking service that they can buy through. I think everything in there is either through PayPal or I think through their whatever purchasing platform they have working with them. But as for Depop, I don't think there's any kind of person you ship to authenticate the shoe and then go to you. A lot of fakes, so that's kind of on you once you get the shoe and you have to legit check it yourself. And if they are fake, I think you either have to hit up Depop to get a return, or I think they'll tell you to sign up to go open up a PayPal claim. Either way, I think you should be good as long as you know how to legit check. Next up is Grailed. Not sure the fee on there. I do know they have a new legit check feature where they kind of digitally legit check your sneaker. I don't know how much I would trust it though, because it's not really going into anybody's hands and looking at them in like physical, touching them, feeling them with their fingertips. Kind of just like, I don't know if it's AI that checks it or a person that checks it. But yeah, I just know there's a lot of eyes on Grailed. And I know they're more looked at as like a clothing kind of place, but I know there's a lot of shoes sold in there as well. So yeah, that's a good one. Mercari, I have never sold anything Mercari, so I don't want to lie to you guys and tell you I have, but I feel like Mercari, I used to buy on there a lot and things would sell very quickly, but I know they have a pretty high fee, so just keep that in mind. Also, they have a good return policy. They don't do legit checking or anything up front. That's on you as the consumer, but they do have a good return policy. If the shoe is fake, you can go send it back to them. Next up is Instagram. If you do build up a following through via Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or just word of mouth, there's no fees. You can have them pay through Cash App, Zelle, Apple Pay, or PayPal, or whatever you want. And yeah, basically that's that. It's just a lot more work. You have to build a personal brand and all that. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about that, let me know down in the comments. I'll make a video for it if you guys want. If I was just starting from scratch, I would be using all these platforms. It's a lot more work to post them on each platform, but think of it, the amount of views you would get on that sneaker if you posted them on all platforms compared to just one. You would be multiplying your odds of selling that shoe by 6 other platforms. I don't know what the rate breakdown is, not great at math. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would cross-list everything, and then eventually something will sell on one of those platforms. So cross-list if you're just starting. Another huge aspect that I feel like a lot of people overlook is properly taking your pictures. Invest 10, 20 bucks in a little grass patch or something to take your pictures on. Spend another $15 on some LED lights so you can properly light up the shoe and people can see the flaws, if there are any, and just the condition of the shoe. Stand still for your photos. Don't shake the camera around. No one wants to see a blurry shoe. I would recommend showing as much detail in the shoe as possible, just so you don't have to get any questions like, yo, can I see the size tag? Can I see the insole stitching? Can I see the box? Just have all those pictures ready to go. So if the person wants that shoe, look through all the pictures, they can just flat out buy it. They don't have to ask you anything. And also, if you guys are following all these tips and your shoes don't sell, here's a few things that I would recommend you guys look at and maybe see if you're making any mistakes. One, maybe you have that shoe priced too high. So I would go check the market, double check it, and see if you guys are kind of in the price bracket of what they're selling for. And if it's not that case, you might just be down on your luck and that shoe is just not in demand. So it'll sell eventually. You don't know how long, but just because the shoe's not highly in demand. Kind of like these. I have no idea how long I will have these because I have never seen these in my life. It's a Jordan 2. I would usually not buy these, but I bought them for super cheap. So sometimes it's worth it taking that risk if you buy them for super cheap. But something like this, I know will sell a lot quicker because it's an OG retro Jordan colorway, the metallic 5s. So I know these will sell pretty quickly because OG colorways are just always in demand. And also, if it's not too expensive and if it is in demand, maybe your pictures just kind of suck and your descriptions are not great. The lighting's not great, so it kind of just doesn't pop out. And yeah, basically, if it's not selling, make sure it's not one of those 3 things. And if it isn't one of those 3 things and it's still not selling, I have no idea what to tell you. If you have the opposite of that, you have a good price shoe, it's in demand, and you have well taken pictures, that shoe should theoretically sell pretty quick. So yeah, I just feel like if you follow those tips, you should get your shoes to move fairly quickly. Another question I get asked a lot is how much profit you should aim for when you're just starting. I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but I feel like when you're just starting, take those small margins. Take that $10, take that $15, and just kind of learn the game. And as you get more comfortable, go for that $50 margin. Go for that $60 margin. You know what I mean? Everything just comes with time, so just don't rush it. Everything comes with time. And remember, everything also happens for a reason. If you get scammed out of $200, just know that was supposed to happen. because your future actions are because of what happened before. Does that make sense? That mess up of $200 gave you the knowledge to not do it again. So now you'll never do it again. You know what I mean? But if that never happened, the mistake could have happened and it could have been $500. So you know what I mean? Hopefully that makes sense. Everything happens for a reason. So now that you guys have sold your first shoe, how are you gonna get it to the customer? You guys don't know how to ship? Maybe you guys do, but basically this is what I do to ship my shoes, is I use a website called pirateship.com. I input their name, address, zip code, and all that kind of fun stuff. Put the dimensions of the box and then buy the label, slap it on the box, ship the shoes out. Not that simple, there's a few more steps in there. But usually that website has the cheapest shipping possible. Please don't ever buy from a UPS store, FedEx store, or the post office. You will get finessed for those labels. They will be so expensive. A box, this big, will probably cost like $100 to ship. But if you go through like a pirate ship website or goshippo.com, that box should charge probably no more than $30 to ship if it's full. But yeah, also you're gonna need some boxes. I would go to Uline, Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. They all have pretty cheap boxes. And also the smaller the box, the cheaper it will be to ship it. And also the lighter the box, the cheaper it will be to ship it. So just take that into account when you're buying your shoes. And also, don't sleep on the fact that you need to protect the shoe. You as the person selling the shoe have a promise to the buyer that that shoe is in the same condition as those pictures when they arrive at that person's doorstep. So if the shoe's messed up, destroyed, the box is messed up, that's on you. You should probably provide them a partial refund if the box is messed up, because that is your fault. You did not pack the shoes properly. So a few things you can do to avoid this is packing the shoes properly with some kind of packing material like bubble wrap or this brown paper you can get at almost anywhere. Just construction paper. It's a small investment. It'll save you money. It'll also just lead to a better customer experience. Make sure to get quality boxes and stuff like that. Don't get the flimsy stuff that if it gets wet or even touches like the floor, it'll crumple. Invest in decent quality shipping materials. Your customers will appreciate it. Hopefully you guys took something valuable out of this video. If you guys want to, feel free to subscribe. I just make a whole bunch of, I guess, sneaker content, my life in general, vlogs and stuff like this. And occasionally I do these little knowledgeable sit down videos like this, kind of just exploring my brain and what I know and tossing the knowledge to you guys for free. I never charge you guys for a course or anything like that. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment to boost the algorithm. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications so you guys know when I post. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hold on. Before you click off, make sure to go follow me on Instagram. That is where you can sell me shoes, buy shoes from me, and all that kind of stuff. I'll have it up on the screen and down in the description below. But with all that being said, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and took something valuable away from it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I said, baby, like, whoa, I cannot feel any more. Stuck to these beds like I need me some more, yeah. I have been rolling a doja, everything feeling so close. Think that I need me some closure. She tryna pull up to shows, nigga, I'm counting this dough. Hold before, yeah.